Hi there, this is Lee McQueen, and I'm doing a follow-up video to Bill and Hill and TPP. I wanted to explain the relationship between Bill and Hillary Clinton, NAFTA, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership, just to kind of draw those strings together. Again, I've always said you have to know your history, understand it, learn from it, or you repeat it. And guess what? It's 2016, and Hillary Clinton is um, making her way, Terminator style, towards the White House. And the media, not the, well, yeah, the media is helping her, but our corporate um, elite overlords are really clearing the path for her. And there's a reason. There's reasons for everything. But you can watch that Bill and Hill and TPP, and that'll kind of give you a little bit of an introduction of how the performance of Hillary Clinton and in lobbying and being a vocal advocate for NAFTA, which really decimated our manufacturing here in North America and our labor market and put a lot of people out of work, and then even went so far as to lower our labor standards here at home, what that impact was on American lives and lifestyles, because the past is repeating itself with the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And so this video is going to give a little bit more detail about the agreement and what we might expect, knowing what we know about previous trade agreements, specifically NAFTA. So the Trans-Pacific Partnership is an agreement, a trade agreement among 12 Pacific Rim nations, United States, of course, Canada, Mexico, Japan, Malaysia, Vietnam, Peru, Australia, Chile, New Zealand, Brunei, and Singapore. China turned its nose up, as they do many times, at this agreement in order to create their own Asian trade agreement. But there are other countries besides China who are interested in signing on. And so people are overall predicting that the impact of this trade agreement is going to be severe unemployment, specifically for the United States. Other countries will be impacted, but the United States will be hurt the very most by this Trans-Pacific Partnership. So the status of it as of now, from what I understand, because there is a lot of secrecy involved with this, very high level and above a lot of people's pay grades, I guess. But all 12 of those countries that I named, they signed that agreement this past February. But the signatures are not the same as being ratified. The agreement has to be ratified within 2 years. So the TPP, we'll call it that. TPP has to be ratified by February 4th, 2018. So Barack Obama added his signature already, but it has not yet been ratified. It has to be ratified by a majority of our House and our Senate. And so there's some disagreements about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which is what's been holding up the ratification. But there's also urgent push by Barack Obama to get this fast track through Congress. And so he wants to be able to fast track the agreement with minimum debate and no amendments. That's what he wants. And so Bernie Sanders voted against the fast tracking. Let's see, because it just allows for like 90 legislative days, and then it has to be signed or ratified. So many are expecting voting on that in the summer of 2016, which is pretty much where we're nearly at now, or during the lame duck session after the 2016 elections. And so our election season has been wild. And I think that might be a little clearer reason why Wall Street and the corporations and, all their voices, such as our mainstream media, were very much pro Hillary Clinton. And I'm going to get to that, and kind of cool on Bernie Sanders. As a matter of fact, Bernie Sanders did disagree with fast tracking this agreement. I'm just going to read his statement. And he said, "Let's be clear," I'm quoting, "the TPP is much more than a free trade agreement. It is part of a global race to the bottom to boost the profits of large corporations and Wall Street by outsourcing jobs, undercutting worker rights, dismantling labor, environmental, health, food safety, and financial laws, and allowing corporations to challenge our laws in international tribunals rather than our own court system. If TPP was such a good deal for America, the administration should have the courage to show the American people exactly what is in this deal instead of keeping the content of the TPP secret." And so, in a nutshell, it provides the corporations entirely too much power over government. Government will not be able to effectively regulate these corporations. It's a massive corporate deregulation agreement is what it is. And it's in the pipeline. Okay, Rand Paul, the Republican senator from Kentucky, also opposed fast-tracking the agreement because of the secrecy involved around it. He said it was like agreeing to something you haven't seen. And so I talked before in that previous video about how Barack Obama was going out of his way to conceal Hillary Clinton's involvement with crafting this agreement. There are emails that exist that show the extent to which she championed TPP, because in our debates during our primaries, she said she was against it. She said, she was for it, and then she said she was against it. And I'm thinking, like, do we believe her? Is that Hillary moving to the left and then dashing to the right? And so it's just what it is. I'll leave it at that. Okay. But major concerns with the Transpacific Partnership, besides the corporate overreach, where they can basically dominate our governments and almost have immunity from any type of protection that the government might want to exercise. Anyway, income inequality, jobs, labor standards, environment, cost of medicine, copyright, non-compete clauses, internet freedom, allows corporations to sue the government. All these issues that have been criticized are associated with TPP. You didn't like NAFTA, you are really not going to like TPP. So that is part of the urgency that I've been really driving home, the importance of knowing who we are putting into Congress to make sure that they are progressive. Because right now, the only thing standing between the U.S. worker and the Trans-Pacific Partnership and corporate rule and overlord status over our lives is our Congress. Both houses have to approve of this by a majority. So we're trying to make sure that we have progressive voices in there, although we don't know when and how exactly they're planning to fast track it because there's so much secrecy. But yeah, we need more progressive voices, and Rand Paul has spoken out about it. Bernie Sanders has. And he's still going to continue speaking out about it because it affects all of us. Our standard of living, our lives, our health, our wealth, such as it is. All of these are going to be involved, and it's going to go down. It's all going to come to a understanding this election season. So there is urgency. But what I was trying to figure out, I mean, I don't even know, who knows the answer to this question. Does Hillary Clinton support this agreement? She is one of the authors and creators, and one of the elements very much involved with pushing this agreement forward. Although Barack Obama is trying to conceal that from the electorate. He's been delaying releasing the emails from the State Department that reveal her involvement with this agreement. So he's providing Hillary Clinton cover until after the election, when they'll say, "Oh, here are the emails. Oh, I guess she was for it." But that question I'm trying to figure out is, when she says she's not involved with TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, as she did say during the debate, she was not for it. She no longer supports it. Do you believe her? Do you believe her when she says she does not support it? Because that should actually influence your vote for her, or should have. I'm, hoping that there's some way that Bernie Sanders can make this stop. I really am. I am definitely against Trans-Pacific Partnership. I was against NAFTA. I saw the effects of NAFTA. If there are empty buildings in your town, if the manufacturers have left, there's no John Deere, there's no Caterpillar, there's no Firestone, there's no people going to work every day, putting in the honest 8 hours, coming home, bringing a check, a healthy check that a family can live on. If you see all this vast silence of the industry that used to be in your hometown, NAFTA is the reason why. So you've seen the effects of NAFTA. What on earth do you think the Trans-Pacific Pipeline is about to do? So we need to be concerned. We need to be very concerned. Hillary likes money. This Trans-Pacific Partnership means money. She likes to be rich. She wants to get richer. Do you believe her when she says she's no longer for it? Let's review. NAFTA, welfare reform, crime bill, bankruptcy law, Keystone Pipeline, Trans-Pacific Partnership. Do you believe her?